We welcome in one of the most decorated collegiate softball players in history, not just for the University of Alabama, but in the history of the game, Haylie McCleney. Good morning, Haylie Mac.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good to have you with us. I've been excited about getting to talk to you and didn't want to, disturb you while the season was going on, but as soon as the season got over, wanted to put a call into you. And before we start the interview, James has some comments, our producer, that you had following the loss to LSU at the Women's College World Series. Go ahead and play those, James.
I can't say enough about this program. There is no other place in the world like Alabama. I've played in Japan. I've played in Europe. Alabama is special, and it's a special program because we leave better people. And not just better players. That's easy when you go into college. Of course, you're going to leave a better player. Not everyone leaves a better person, but everyone that graduates out of our program leaves a better person. And we go out into the world and we impact others, and we lead, and we learn how to put others before ourselves. And that's what I'm most proud of, because everyone on this team is a great person. And you can say that every single year.
Now, Haylie, those comments have gone viral on the internet, on television segments, just all over the place because they were so well thought out. And I liked what you said. It's just kind of a natural evolution that when you come to college to play softball, you're going to get better as a softball player anywhere you go. But at Alabama, they help develop you as a total person. And to say it's the best place in the world, that's some big-time comments right there. What went into that? I guess the question had to be asked, and then you just answered it honestly, huh?
Yeah, no, I was just trying to be genuine up there, and it's obviously a very emotional time. We as a senior class just played our last game, and I really just was saying what's on my heart. I'm so appreciative to have been part of this athletic department in general, but especially a part of the softball program with what Coach Murphy and Coach Allie and Steph and Adam and the entire staff do for us on a daily basis. It prepares us for life ahead. And it was the best 4 years of my life, and I wanted everyone to know that. I'm surprised it got as much attention as it did, but I'm actually really thankful. My Twitter's been blowing up for the past few days. So.
Well, I bet you Coach Murphy appreciates it because I'm sure it's a good. Those comments are going to be played to a lot of potential Alabama recruits. I can bet that will happen because that is just.
Yeah, I even said that in the press conference too. It got cut out of that clip, but my last comment was, if you're a recruit, you need to come to Alabama because it really is the best place on earth. They edited that out of the little Twitter video, but yeah, seriously though, if you're a recruit and Alabama even offers you, or if they offer you a walk-on spot, if you have to pay for your school, take it, man. It's the best opportunity you'll ever get, no matter what sport, what team, or if you just want to be a regular student. Alabama is the best place on earth.
I'm going to go over some numbers here in a moment for your career, which they're all amazing and all the awards you've won. But let's go back in time and talk about the decision to play at Alabama. You were a very talented player coming out of Moore Jordan High School there just north of Birmingham. Of course, I know you had a former teammate at Alabama at the time, Danae Hayes, who had almost gone to Auburn but wound up at Alabama and was on the national championship team in 2012. Was anybody else even in the picture? What went into the decision to come to Alabama and play softball here?
Yeah, I had some offers from some other SEC schools and a few Pac-12 schools. The biggest thing that stood out to me with Alabama was just family. It was a family atmosphere. I felt at home. It was genuine. And, I grew up in a family shop full of Alabama fans. My mom and dad grew up in the Bear Bryant era. Grandparents on both sides, huge Alabama fans like you wouldn't believe. And I really couldn't say no. From the very beginning, I knew it was the right place for me. And it was just that family atmosphere that got me. I got on campus, and the girls on the team hugged me. Like they didn't come over and shake my hand. They didn't, just blow me off. They came over and they hugged me, and they genuinely cared about me as a person, not just as a player. And that went a really, really long way with me because I knew I was going to be taken care of, and I knew I was going to have great teammates. I was going to be surrounded by incredible people, and they were going to make me a better player and a better person, and I appreciated that more than anything.
We're visiting with former Alabama All-American softball standout Haylie McCleney. You can follow her on Twitter. Not that she needs any help. She's got 43,000 followers, but it's at Haylie Mac 8. That's at HAYLIEMAC 8 on Twitter if you want to keep up with Haylie. Your incredible freshman season. You come in out of high school, and right off the bat, you have an unbelievable campaign, batting .465, 30 stolen bases, 4 home runs, 41 runs batted in. You said you were a little surprised by how quickly you got acclimated to the college game.
Yeah, I think so. I expected to do great things. I just don't think I expected to do great things that soon. I expected it to be a difficult adjustment because, high school to college, it's an incredible, jump. And, I did catch myself a little bit off guard, but it was incredible. It's just, I didn't really look at my numbers until after the season was over. I was just kind of trying to take it one game at a time and trying to be the best that I could every single day. And when I kind of looked back, in between the summer in between my freshman and sophomore year, I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty impressive. And then I had a standard to uphold after that, and I never wanted to let myself down after I knew what I was capable of so early on.
Well, all the numbers are amazing. The career batting average of .447. 27 home runs, 162 batted in, 199 walks, only 45 strikeouts. But I think a number that gets overlooked because, we don't pay as much attention to it, but it's a big, big play in a game when you can get from first to second without somebody having to bunch you over or sacrifice.
Right.
118 stolen bases and 125 attempts. Now, I got to ask you, what happened the 7 times you got stolen out? But that's got thrown out. That's an amazing stat. How big was that for your team to get on base a lot of times with a single and it'd be like a double because you were going to steal second?
Yeah, well, that was my role, coming in, sitting at the top of the lineup. I appreciated that Coach Murphy and all the coaches really had that much confidence in me to put me in a position where I could make it easier on my teammates. I think that's what stolen bases are. It's not really, or I want to steal this many bases or whatever. It's not about yourself. It's about putting your teammates in a better position so you can score a run down if your team wins. And, I was blessed to play with a lot of really, really good RBI people. And, you can go back and look at Kayla Hunt. You can look at Molly Fickner, Jackie Trina. The list goes on and on and on. All the people that I was able to play with, Leona this year. Making it easier on them, I think, is what matters the most to me. Because, it doesn't, you can put the ball in the right spot and get a single, and you can just use that God-given speed that you have to get a second and try to score as many runs as you can for your team.
Haylie McCleney is our guest. You get here as a freshman, and your senior year of high school, Alabama wins its first national championship, the first one from the Southeastern Conference. And I know that was the expectation to get to Oklahoma City, and you did it a lot. You did not win a national title, but you said, I liked what you said, too, following the loss to LSU. You said, only one team wins the championship, but there are champions up here at this podium. We're all champions. We've won regional titles, super regional titles. We've advanced here. And I was glad you pointed that out because I think sometimes when you get to the Women's College World Series or any final event like that, you look at the team that wins it as the champion, but everybody that advanced to that point had to win a championship. Only one team's going to win their last game out there. That's just the way it is. Right. And you pointed that out, and I think it's good to hear that sometimes, that one team will win it all, but everybody up here is a champion.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And I think, especially with our program, we're champions at life. You don't have to win a championship to be a champion. And the way we win on the field, but we also win off the field. We win in the community. We win in the classroom. We walk out of that program better people. And I think you can say that for a lot of those programs that are at the World Series. There's a lot of great, great people, not just great softball players, but great people there. And we impact the world on a daily basis. We don't often realize it, but there are little girls and even little boys now watching us, wanting to be like us. And we have a responsibility and a duty to uphold that high standard every single day. And we have eyes on us. And we impact people. We make differences. And I think that's what's really special because that matters more than a trophy ever will. A trophy's just going to collect dust. But what we do in people's lives how we can change them and just make them feel better, make them smile, make their day better. That's going to go a lot farther than any trophy ever will. And I guarantee you, anyone at the Women's College World Series, any one of those 8 teams, there's people saying that.
Let's talk about that interaction with the fans. Alabama this year averaged 3,000 fans per game. First school to ever do that. We know how much work that the players put in building those bonds with the fans, but still, it's amazing the way the sport has taken off here. And you look around the country, and when teams are trying to build their fan interest and trying to build their program, Alabama is the model program. I mean, that's got to make you feel good and make all the players here feel good, and the coaches that you have built a program, Alabama's built a program that is the model for everybody around the country, as this is how you do it in softball. Let's take a look at what they're doing in Tuscaloosa. Yeah, just the fact that Alabama's the model program around the country, that's got to mean a lot to you.
Oh, my gosh, it means the world. And, it starts at the top. It starts with Bill Battle, the best athletic director, I think, in the country. I know I'm a little biased, but I still think he's, a pretty awesome guy. And it started with Coach Murphy. Our marketing department was nothing but amazing this year. Coach Murphy wanted to average 3,000 fans. That was the goal we set out for this year. And our marketing director, Megan, just absolutely took off with it. All the promotional stuff that she did, all the work that she did behind the scenes really, really paid off. But, we've always been a program that's been really attached to our fans, and especially our booster club. We know that we couldn't do what we do on the field without them, because the money that they provide us, the support they provide us, they're one of our biggest recruiting tools. They're one of the reasons we get those high-level recruits in here that impact, the game right away. And we try every single game to just make sure that they feel appreciated and they know that they're making a difference on the field with us.
Let's talk about Patrick Murphy. He recruited you. He signed you. He coached you for 4 years. He does it right. Class act in victory or in defeat. Just the impact that he's had on you, not just as a softball player and helping you improve your game, but as you've already alluded to, helping you become a better person. Talk about the impact that Patrick Murphy's had on you.
Yeah, I can't say enough about what Coach Murphy and all the staff really has done for me as a person. I said in the press conference they made me a better player, but I think that was the easy part for them, and it's the easy part for coaches, but they invested in me as a human being, and I can never repay them for that, because I walked out, I left Tuscaloosa yesterday, and I had this peace that I was going to go out in the world, and I was going to be just fine because of everything that they had taught me. Murph is all about the little things, and I appreciate that more than anything softball related. And even in the locker room after we lost LSU, he told us that, winning's just icing on the cake, but that he appreciated how great of people that we were. And you don't hear many coaches say that. And that's gone so far with me, and it's made me want to make others around me better. I became a great teammate. I became selfless. I became a servant leader. I know a lot more than I did my freshman year. I feel more grown up. I feel more mature. I feel like I have a greater perspective on the world and a greater, more positive outlook on life in general, just by being a part of this program. And that honestly has nothing to do with softball. It just has to do with the incredible people that Murph recruits, that he brought in, and the incredible people he turns us into. And, I can't thank him enough. I can't thank the University of Alabama enough for just taking a chance on me and letting me experience the best 4 years of my life to this point. It's changed me for the better. And I know that I'm going to take so many lessons with me as I move on to the next chapter of my life. And I'm confident and I have peace going forward that I'm going to be just fine because of all the things that I've learned these past 4 years.
Haylie McCleney, our guest on the Bud Light Hotline. You can call in and ask her a question or make a comment at 205-342-9904. We had a special guest on the line, and they had to drop off because the cell reception was bad. I hate that. I'm not going to tell you it was yet because I'm hoping they'll call back in. But if they don't, I'll tell you before the end of the segment. Of all the honors that you've received, and there have been many, and I'm not going to rattle them all off, but I'm just wondering whether it was the Softball Academic All-American of the Year Award, the Senior Class Award, the Boyd McWhorter Scholar Athlete of the Year Award for the Southeastern Conference, the various different on-the-field accomplishments and achievements. Is there anything that stands out to you above the rest as far as the acknowledgments that you've received?
Not really. I think all of them hold a special place in my heart because all of them weren't just me. There was a lot of factors that played into that. I was blessed to be around incredible teammates from the time I got on campus until I left campus yesterday, who just made me want to do incredible things, made me want to be better, made me want to get a 4.0 in the classroom, made me want to do a ton of community service and make kids in Tuscaloosa smile or make veterans in Tuscaloosa smile, cancer patients, whatever it was. I don't know if I can pick one, but I do know that all of them are incredibly special to me because every single one of my teammates that I've ever had at Alabama was a part of whatever award or whatever trophy that I was fortunate enough to receive. It's really hard to pick one because there's just so many that hold a special place in my heart.
Just a few more minutes with Haylie McCleney, so if you want to get through and ask her a question, you can do so on the Bud Light Hotline at 205-342-9904. Of course, because of some of these awards, you've got a lot of postgraduate money to continue your education. You've also been drafted by the Professional Softball League. What are your future plans, Haylie?
I accepted a graduate assistant position at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida. So I'll be going to school down there pursuing my master's degree. And in the summers, I still plan on playing with the national team, with Team USA. It's a big summer for us. Finding out if softball is going to be back in the Olympics in 2020. And that's the end goal for me, is to be an Olympian, to be a gold medalist. And as long as USA lets me stick around, I'll be there. And then I do plan on playing in the special league. Fortunate enough to be drafted by the Eastern USA Pride. And hopefully have some meetings with them soon so we can hopefully work out a deal. But I know that whatever team I'm on, I'm just thankful that I still get the opportunity to play because there's so many people, so many girls that come up and don't get that shot because, pro fast pitch isn't where it needs to be quite yet. But it's getting there. And, I'm happy to be a part of that if I was fortunate enough to sign a deal. But like I said, that end goal is 2020, playing in the Olympics, and winning a gold medal. That's been a dream since I was, 5-6 years old, is to be a gold medalist. So that's the biggest thing probably in my team plan.
Other than that, you don't have anything to do. That's awesome. I'm so glad that softball's coming back to the Olympics. Let's go to the Bud Light Hotline. Mike is on hold for you. Haylie wants to talk to you. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Haylie, who was the fastest player on the team this year?
The fastest player on our team?
Right.
You're probably talking to her.
Yeah, I don't know. We never really officially raced. I bet our strength and conditioning coach has some times from our sprints in the fall and the spring, but, you can throw Andrew Hawkins in there for sure. You can definitely throw Jimmy Turner in there, Chandler Dare. There's a lot. We had a lot of speed.
Let me put it like this, Haylie. If you line you up with Hawkins and Dare and Turner, and let's throw Callie Case in there, 5 of you in a 40-yard dash, who wins it?
I'm not going to pick against myself, so I'm too competitive to pick someone else. But I think it'd be a really, really close race for sure.
All right, Mike, you got anything else?
That's it.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, they had a lot of speed on that team. There's no doubt about it. A lot of table setters.
For sure.
You know, and I know we got to let you get going here in a minute, but the injury to Demian, and Chandler stepped in and did a great job, but she's such a crucial part of the team. How big was that setback when she went down in the LSU series?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I think it was more scary than anything, just hoping that she'd be all right. Once we kind of figured out what it was, I think a lot of people were, happy that she could just start her rehab and try to get back on the field. But Demi, I tell you, man, she's the toughest kid I know. She's literally the toughest kid I know. Nothing got her down. She was a great teammate through that entire process. I think it was incredible for her just to watch her grow as a teammate, watch her become selfless, watch her, helping Chandler when Chandler got in the lineup. And it was great. I know that experience is going to make her even better. And, we really appreciate what Chandler did coming in. That's not easy to step into second base, a crucial infield position, and the 2 spot in the lineup. But if anybody could do it, it's Chandler. And that girl, I can't speak enough about her work ethic and how incredible that is. Because she would come in, I swear she would get to practice like 4 hours before practice started. She'd hit balls off the tee. She'd get our managers to throw front toss to her. She'd hit off the machine. And then she'd stay in, 2 hours after practice on her own, just trying to get better and trying to be the best that she can be. It was a very, very special thing to watch, those two interact. And, it taught me a lot, It was, I can't speak volumes enough for the both of them. They're incredible people.
Going to let you go here in just a second. Let's talk about Auburn's rise, because when you got to Alabama, Auburn had a pretty good program, but it really wasn't a very competitive rivalry, and Alabama had dominated. And then Auburn hires Clint Myers, and it's on. I mean, he came in and said that we're going to, build a championship team, and they're doing it. I guess it's probably good for the sport here in the state of Alabama, but the Alabama-Auburn rivalry, of course, you didn't get to play in the regular season this year, which stunk, but that rivalry looks like it's going to be huge going forward, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. When Clint Myers got hired, I thought it was a great hire. I thought Auburn did an incredible job. I got a lot of respect for him and the program that he's running. I even had respect for him back when he was at Arizona State, just the things that he did there. But what he's done in a short amount of time is nothing short of incredible. He's really taken that program off, and I appreciate it more from just how great it is for the state of Alabama and how great it is for young female athletes growing up here. I came up at a time when it was all about Alabama softball, and I can't say enough about what Murph and Clint Myers have both done for young girls in this state. Alabama or Auburn players cannot go to a park or rec field without being recognized and, absolutely bombarded by little girls that want to be like us so bad. And that has been the most incredible thing for me, because growing up here, there wasn't really, a lot of people to look up to that were really, really close. And I've watched the state of Alabama and these little girls just grow up to be incredible young women. They're future superstars all over this state. And you can ask any recruiter that. There's kids going out of state to play college ball as well that are absolutely transforming the game. And, it started to happen a little bit when Danae and I were coming up, when Morgan still trying to play at Auburn, and she did some incredible things there. She was really the start of, what Clint Myers was doing. And just to have local girls like that really paved the way for younger kids coming up. It's nothing short of amazing. And to have in-state kids playing for their in-state schools in the state of Alabama, where we haven't been known for softball in the past, but I promise you that we are now. And it's pretty amazing. It's really, really eye-opening, and it's been great to just watch that whole generation develop.
Auburn and Oklahoma in the championship series. Both teams well. Oklahoma held on to win game 1, so they're one win away from their third national title. How do you see this one playing out between the Sooners and the Tigers?
That's going to be a tough series, I tell you. I mean, you saw that a little bit last night with the seventh inning rally that Auburn had. I do think that it will go to a third game, and I think that Auburn's deep pitching staff, if they can keep Oklahoma off the board, I really do think that they can win it all.
Wow.
It's just going to be, can they score off Paige Parker, and can they keep Oklahoma's bats kind of quiet? But it's tough. Those teams are so evenly matched. But both programs really do things the right way. And, I couldn't be happier for Coach Gasso at Oklahoma and Clint Myers at Auburn for, they both had incredible seasons, incredibly talented players all over the field. I mean, if you're not tuning in to watch that game and that display of talent, you're really, really missing out because it's just incredible to watch those kids compete.
Real quickly, how good is Paige Parker? I can't imagine. She did it, but I could not have imagined a pitcher going 15 innings against Alabama and not giving up a run.
Oh, she's incredible. She's incredible. She makes it speed well. She has a lot of movement. And, she did keep us quiet. We've got shut out, I think, twice all year, and it was both because of her. She's an incredible pitcher. Very, very tough to hit off of. But hopefully I'll see her again maybe in the Pro League or something like that. Maybe I can get another shot at her.
And finally, you're leaving. Hawkins, Lafayette, Callie Case going to lose a lot of good seniors off this team. What about Alabama next year? You think they got a chance to be really good again?
Alabama always has a chance. Alabama's always going to take a chance. One key component of an incredible program is consistency. And we're always told it's been every single super regional. I forget, is it 11 World Series appearances?
11 World Series appearances, right.
11 World Series appearances, 3 straight years. I mean, that's pretty difficult to do. But you have all 3 pitchers coming back. You have Alexis Osorio, who is,
unbelievable.
When she's literally unhittable. Cindy Littlejohn, who has the most movement out of any pitcher that I've ever seen. And then Maddie Moore, who people need to keep an eye on her because she is going to get something special. She's got all the intangibles. She works hard. She loves the game of softball. She's an incredible teammate, incredible human being. And I know Steph's going to work really hard with her in the off season. And you got some really, really good hitters coming back. Demi will be 100% ready to go. Chandler Dare will be ready to have an incredible senior year. Marissa Runyon, who led the team in RBIs a year ago. Peyton Grantham. I mean, the list literally goes on and on and on. Reagan Dykes coming back as a sophomore catcher. And Murphy loads every year. Every year. No senior class is irreplaceable. So people will step in. After losing a big senior class like us, I think, more people will be prone to step up and rise to the occasion. And I know that our staff and everyone involved with Alabama softball is going to get the most out of that talent that's down there because there's a lot of it.
Awesome stuff. And Danae tried to call in. We couldn't get her on. Her cell signal was too weak, but she wanted to say hello. Thank you so much, Haylie. And, great success here at Alabama, continued success in the future, and I don't think it's coincidence you wound up going to graduate school at Boca Raton. That's not a bad that's not a bad place to.
No, not a bad place at all. I'm very thankful for that.
Thank you, Haylie.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.